Greetings, folks. Richard Ross with Computer Learning Zone. Time for another Captain's Log entry. Let's talk about this whole vibe coding thing. If you haven't heard the term yet, it basically means you just tell the AI what you want and let it write the code for you. It's like having a junior developer who never sleeps and doesn't complain about your specs. You stay in the driver's seat conceptually, but the machine is doing most of the typing. In theory, you focus on the idea while the AI handles the syntax, the loops, the plumbing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm above it. I use AI for code all the time. If I need a quick function to sort an array or import a text file or hammer out some boilerplate VBA that I've written 100 times before, yeah, I'll let the AI do it. I already know how it works. I just don't feel like spending 20 minutes typing something I had memorized since the first Bush administration. At this point, it's muscle memory, not intellectual exercise. And that's where vibe coding makes perfect sense to me. As an experienced developer, it's a power tool. It's like using a nail gun instead of a hammer. I still know how framing works. I'm just getting the job done faster and with fewer smashed thumbs. Where I start to get nervous is when people try to build entire applications this way without understanding what's under the hood. I see folks spinning up full websites, business apps, database systems, all by prompting an AI and copy-pasting whatever it spits out. And yeah, it works. Until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it usually breaks at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. Then what? When something breaks, slows down, corrupts data, or starts throwing errors that make no sense, you're stuck. And if you don't understand the fundamentals, you don't even know where to start. It's like having calculators in math class. I'm all for calculators. I use a calculator every day. But you have to learn basic arithmetic first. You still need to understand why 4 plus 4 equals 8 before you trust the machine telling you the answer. Otherwise, you're just blindly accepting output. Same thing with vibe coding. AI is fantastic at producing results. It's not automatically fantastic at teaching you how to think like a programmer. And thinking like a programmer is the real skill. Back when I was learning, way back in the day, I typed code in line by line out of books and magazines. Half the time, I didn't fully understand what I was typing, but the act of doing it built the mental wiring. You learn patterns, logic, cause and effect, debugging instincts. That friction mattered. Copy-paste run skips the entire growth process. The car analogy fits here too. You don't need to know how an engine works to drive, that's fine. Casual users can absolutely vibe code their way to a small app, a hobby project, something non-critical, no problem there. But if you want to build cars, design engines, or fix one when it explodes, you better know what's under the hood, preferably before the explosion. Same thing goes for software. If it's business critical, if money, customers, or data integrity are involved, you cannot rely on vibes alone. Star Trek covered this decades ago. In the original series, The Apple, Captain Kirk and crew encounter a society completely dependent upon a machine called Val. It runs their lives, keeps the weather stable, provides food, maintains order. Sounds great. Until it starts malfunctioning. The people have no idea how anything works because they've never had to think for themselves. The Enterprise shows up and has to save the day, and I'm pretty sure they violated at least 3 sections of the Prime Directive. But hey, even in the 23rd century, somebody still has to be the sysadmin. Okay, Scotty, time to 3-finger salute this entire planet. Then you've got a similar theme in the Next Generation episode When the Bow Breaks. Picard and crew discover a highly advanced but dying civilization that automated everything, including reproduction and societal systems. Over time, they lost the knowledge to maintain their own technology, and when things started failing, they couldn't fix them. They had the tools, but not the understanding. Sound familiar? That's the long-term risk of vibe coding if it's taken to its extreme. If we outsource all the understanding to machines, we create a generation of builders who can't repair what they build. Now, to be fair, AI is not the villain here. It's a tool. It's a powerful one. I actually agree with a more balanced take that I've been seeing lately. Use AI as an assistant, not a replacement. Let it help you debug, explain, prototype, accelerate. But still learn the fundamentals. Still build projects yourself. Still struggle a little. Because that struggle is where the real learning happens. I've also been watching discussions about how coding tutorials are supposedly dead because of AI. I don't buy that either. The format might be changing, attention spans are shrinking, thanks to short-form social media dopamine machines that make learning anything longer than 30 seconds feel like homework. The job market might be fluctuating, but the need for structured learning hasn't gone anywhere. If anything, it's more important now. Because when AI gives you an answer, you still need to know if it's a good answer. That's the part people forget. In my world, especially working with databases like Access and SQL Server, fundamentals matter even more. Data integrity, relationships, indexing, concurrency, error handling. You vibe code that stuff wrong, and you don't just get a bug. You get corrupted data or a business that can't operate Monday morning. And that's a great way to meet your clients' lawyers. That's not a weekend hobby app anymore. That's a real-world impact. So yeah, I'm not anti-vibe coding. I use it. I enjoy it. It's fun watching AI spit out Python or VBA or PowerShell scripts on demand. It feels like living in the future, minus the flying cars we were promised. But I'm also old school enough to believe that you should still learn how to code if you want to call yourself a developer. Otherwise, you're just steering the ship without knowing how the engines work. And if the engines fail, you're adrift, staring at error messages like they're written in ancient Klingon. So that's my take. Use the tool, embrace the speed, enjoy the convenience, but don't skip the understanding part if your livelihood depends on the software you're building. Because the moment the tool becomes the only one who understands how your systems work, you've already lost control of it. I'm curious, where do you land on this? Are you using AI to accelerate code you already understand? Or are you letting it build things you couldn't explain if they broke tomorrow? Thanks for watching this entry in my captain's log. If you want to see more of my personal stories, rants, and reviews, check out my blog at the link shown there, or just scan the QR code on the screen. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you in the next log. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the little bell icon so you get notified anytime I release a new video. And make sure you like and share this video with your friends. And make sure you stop by my website for lots of free lessons on all kinds of different topics, Microsoft Access, Excel, Word, Windows, and lots more. It's computerlearningzone.com, and I've also got a shorter URL. It's 599cd.com. That's a long story, but stop by anyways. We hope to see you soon.